Good morning and welcome to our new show FYI. This is the show where we discuss those issues that impact you directly. As the pandemic raged across the world in the beginning of the year, India went into a strict lockdown, forcing many companies to adapt to a then relatively new and alien concept of work from home. In fact, it became a popular hashtag in many social media platforms. Life outside our homes came to a grinding halt and we spent the whole day working from home. How did it affect our society, our economy, and also those individuals who try to adjust to this new normal? The questions that we are asking in this show: is work from home beneficial for the companies? Do employees also prefer work from home? Does work from home impact productivity and creativity? Will India embrace this new normal? And also the impact of work from home on the mental health of those who are doing it. Now, according to the National Bureau of Economic Research, the work that has shifted from workplace to home now, it has impacted the productivity. Now, according to the statistics, nearly 13% increase has been seen in the number of meetings per person. Also, the number of attendees in a meeting has also increased by 13.5%. There has been a 20% decrease in average length of the meetings from the time before work from home started. 8.2% increase in the length of an average work day. This might be a little worrying for some. There is also a 48.5-minute increase in average work day. Data from 16 metros is showing us this. Now let's take a look at exactly what are the challenges when people work from home. It is very difficult to balance your work life and personal space when you are working from home. There is also a problem of patchy internet, technical glitches, power cuts, spike in electricity and phone and internet bills if your company is not reimbursing. There is also an impact on your interpersonal and intrapersonal relations. There is also reported burnout due to long work hours, lack of adequate infrastructure to support this long work hour. But there are some benefits as well, and that benefit is that you get a safety from exposure to the virus, which is the most important thing in this time. And also it saves the commute time to the office, which we all used to crib about. Also, there is this comfort that you get from working from home, and everything is right next to you. You can enjoy home life as well, and there is an increased interaction with your family. These are some of the positives that people have been listing out. But are all companies okay with it? Well, some big firms have come out with a policy, and Google has said that they will be extending this policy till 2021. Uber also says that June 2021 is still when they will make their employees work from home. Microsoft wants it till January 2021, and Amazon says that they are also going to continue with this whole concept of work from home till the next year beginning. Twitter and Facebook, they have said that there is no point of coming to home and you can work from home indefinitely. That's a good news for their employees. And 90% of the employees are already working from home according to Infosys. These are the Indian companies now that we're talking about. Wipro, again, 90% of employees working from home. Dell, 100% of employees are working from home. Tech Mahindra has said that 30% of employees will work from home permanently. Now, this is a big development in India. Now, is work from home acceptable to all, or there is a fatigue setting in, especially for the big companies? Now, JP Morgan has told its employees that you return to work. They say that the work output is being affected by work from home, and that work output particularly is affected on Mondays, which is the beginning of the week, and Fridays, which is the weekend. So how is it affecting all of us, people who are working from home, people who have no option but to work from home, and probably would never go back to work as their companies shift completely to this concept? Now we bring you some work from home diaries. These are videos sent to us by viewers who describe their experiences of working from home.
Work from home did bring some respite from day-to-day commute and traffic to office. Still, it is easily 2 to 3 hours of additional work. You can say productivity increase, but at the same time, yes, it's easily 3 hours of additional work. Particularly with your laptops on all the time, there is no work-life balance. It's almost your work has become your life. But at the same time, I also look at this as a golden opportunity to spend a little extra time with my family.
Reminded me of my summer vacation during the school. Mine is the fun part, of course, because this time we were just stuck at home, not able to head out. But on the flip side, it gave me this much needed time with my family. I think, to be honest, I've spent lots of time with my parents during the last 6 months than during the last 7 years, ever since I started working. But again, the only drawback has been that initially there used to be this difference between my personal life and professional life, because I, for one, I'm always used to leave my work things at work and never let it affect my personal life. But right now, since I'm at home, it's been a little difficult.
Initially, when it started, there were a lot of hiccups about, you're feeling bored, you're not able to concentrate, the work hours are very long, you're not able to manage the time, the children are also at home. Along with their studies, you have to manage the space, you have to manage the electronic gadgets, items. So from that perspective, I think it was pretty tough to get settled into this environment.
The last 7 months, the mode is fully online and virtual, and I'm able to reach students and clients not only in Guwahati, my state, but also across Northeast and other parts of India. In fact, I recently attended to 2-3 international clients also.
Initially, of course, we did have our apprehensions regarding this, because a journalist working from home is really unimaginable. And if somebody had told this to me about a year back, I would have scoffed at it. But with the help of digital tools and technology, we have really adjusted and made the transition smoothly in the new normal.
Well, some are enjoying it and some have a few problems with it. Let's talk to two people who are currently working from home. Shilpika Das, senior teacher in Lotus Valley School, joins us, and also Ashwin Vishnu, who's a consultant, engagement financial advisor in Deloitte. Both of them join us right now. Thank you very much for speaking with NDTV. Shilpika, it's not been easy for the teachers, especially, not only are you working from home, you're handling all the students from home in these online classes. How difficult or easy has it been for you?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here. Yes, it's been a bit of a challenge. I think I would be whitewashing it if I didn't say it was. But the fact of the matter is, I'm an educator, and as an educator, I need to be idealistic, I need to be positive, I need to be optimistic. And the fact of the matter is, while it has imposed certain restrictions and yes, inconvenience, it's also been quite liberating. It's been, it's been eye-opening, the incidental learning that we've had to do. Teachers aren't particularly tech savvy, not most of us. I most definitely am not. So, just learning a whole new ball game of education and has been, yes, of course, challenging. It's come with its share of problems. The work-home boundary, as one of your guests said, has been obliterated. And the fact of the matter is, there is no longer a concept of work hours. And the traditional boundaries of you learn in school and there's recreation at home, all of that is, of course, also done away with. There isn't a physical disconnect any longer. So the liberation for me has been realizing that as a teacher, I don't necessarily need to rely on the four walls of the school to teach my children.
Absolutely.
And that's been huge. I mean, for the first time ever, we're talking about things like self-directed learning, and we're talking about micro-learning, and we're talking about hybridized models of learning and learning systems that are going to be far more personalized, multiple intelligences. And that, I can imagine, for students has also been so empowering, because finally somebody is talking to them about how they want to learn. They're no longer part of a faceless crowd. We can give far more personalized attention, far more individualized. So, yeah, sure, it's got its challenges, but I think the positives far outweigh the disadvantages. And of course, my job as an educator is to focus on the positives.
Absolutely. And as you said, some of the changes which would have probably taken years to come, they've been hastened in this entire process. Ashwin, is it the same for you, that you think that, overall, this is going towards a positive place, or do you find it a little bit uncomfortable?
First of all, thanks for having me. And Yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe because of the given circumstances. Again, I think for me it is kind of half and half altogether because, like most of the people who had, told before, it is very tough to kind of have that work-life balance. Especially given that we work in a corporate sector. Yes, our companies are doing the best they can to, give us that life balance. They're asking us to go on holidays because normally people are not taking any of these holidays because they are stuck at home. They don't want to go out. They can't go out and they can't travel. Henceforth, they can't take any, leaves or holidays. And this kind of affects your mental health, which is really important right now. So, I don't miss the commute for sure. Bangalore's traffic is crazy, so I don't miss that part. But other than that, I do miss going out, having the face-to-face talk with my colleagues. You don't have any time off. Your laptop is on 24/7 at least. As much as the time I'm awake, it is still on. So that kind of divides your whole balance of life and work, and henceforth I think it's still a 50-50 thing for me.
Right, you're missing the social interaction. I understand that. We are talking over the Skype right now. We would have been sitting in front of each other if it was a different time. Thank you very much for joining in this conversation. And now we bring in some people from the industry who are stakeholders, and they are facing this big change which is coming across, the work from home. K. Ganesh, he is the promoter of Big Basket, Portia Medical and Hunger Boss. He joins us. And also Gitanjali Swami, she is the head of legal and policy in Dunzo. Mr. Ganesh, I will begin with you. You have some employees that will mandatorily have to work outside. They cannot work from home. But then there are some employees who can work from home. How exactly has it impacted the productivity and the creativity and the kind of inputs those people who are working from home are putting across on the table?
Yeah, so it has been a huge amount of change for everybody, not just for the companies, the managers, and also the individual employees. A lot of adjustments and learning. Initially, it started with very positive aspects that you don't have to waste time to travel. You can be at home, you can do other things. So first 1 month we saw very positive and higher productivity. Later we are seeing the challenges surface. Some of it has already been talked about in the program now, that the boundaries between home and work, it started affecting. So it has been a challenge. So we have had to make a lot of adjustments as a company and in terms of policies so that the employees don't get fatigued psychologically, emotionally, mentally. They are being able to strong. Some of the things as in ensuring that beyond certain time in the evening and on weekends we don't make people work. We don't have the concept of always being on and always being connected, forcing people to take time off, and whatever is not urgent, we do ensure that those things are not taken up during off-office hours. I think that has been the, in our case, as you rightly said, most of the employees work from home, work at our patients' home for Portia Medical. In Big Basket, for example, the delivery boys, warehouse boys have to work. They cannot do work from home. In those places, we have had to make adjustments, specifically, for example, nursing and nursing attendant. Instead of doing it 12-hour shift, we have shifted them staying at home so that they take care. So a lot of adjustment. But the good part is, I think people have learned that this is one such pandemic, and we have had to go through the learning and adjustments.
Right. So there may have been some adjustments, as you were saying, but there also have been some positives. Gitanjali, now, Dunzo is a company that might have benefited from people working from home and not stepping out. So as a company, when you start looking at what kind of benefits I'm getting from my employees as well, how do you see that?
I think it's been a very, very interesting and absolutely learning phase for us. through this time. Yes, initially it was a lot of responsibility. We had to completely remote, make sure everybody was enabled and empowered to work remotely and to meet what society had demands from us in terms of being able to get people their essentials on an everyday basis without disruptions. So the support systems of our employees for our partner systems and the merchant systems, getting them all working together overnight was, of course, a challenge, but it was an incredible time and learning for all of us at Tanzo. And very fortunate that the entire team came together, with absolute energy to help work this from a remote basis. And I think through that, and we've seen all of the challenges that everybody's been talking about here. But through all of it, the one thing that actually keeps us going is the fact that people continue to rely upon us, and there's a great responsibility for us to ensure that we are on the road getting people stuff they need every day.
Right. I'm also joined by Chako Valipa. He is the founder and CEO of VE Technologies. Thank you very much, Mr. Valipa. What do you think? Do you think this will go on now, work from home culture? Will India be able to adapt to it and make it part of our work culture?
I think, yeah, it is. In a way, the companies have learned from this, and it's been a learning experience. And we feel that this is going to be the new norm, at least a portion of it, maybe 50, 60, we see about half the people, if our clients agree, because we work on healthcare sector. So, and in the US, it's been a norm that we've been always following. VE Technologies USA, we have all our employees work from home traditionally. So, I mean, if you had told us this before the pandemic, that we will all be working from home today, it almost is a dream. Like we wouldn't have even dreamt of this, because that's how it was. But now it's actually adopted us to go out and reach out and get our alumni, for example, because some of our employees have gotten married and they've gone to some other destinations. We didn't have an office there, but now they have come back and started working as well. So that way it's allowed us to best breed talent across India in a way. So that's been a success for us. And now that we are getting more mature into this process, we're adding more security and other processes into it. And so that's been a good thing. And I think most of the companies even the larger companies are saying that at least they see 20, 30, 70% of the people working from home. That we see that as well. So.
Right. Mr. Ganesh, do you think this is not going to impact your profitability in any way? Because many companies now, we are seeing JP Morgan telling its employees, come back, we can't work like this. Is there a worry for companies about profitability?
No, I think, yes, profitability will get impacted. Whether it gets impacted positively or negatively depends on the kind of companies that are there. I think overall, I would expect that from a pure profitability point of view, this really would actually help companies become more profitable. Right.
Mr. Ganesh, I'm really sorry. We'll have to interrupt you here. Your audio is a little bit problematic. Gitanjali is also there with us. Gitanjali, what about you? Do you think it impacts the company's performance if the employees are not physically present inside the office premises?
If performance in the larger perspective, no. But in the short term, will we have to make adjustments and will those adjustments cause a little bit of a disruption? Then yes. But I think, over time, we will learn to deal with this and we'll get back and everybody's, everybody's adjusted to this situation fairly well. So in the larger scheme of things, it won't impact how the company.
Right, we do hope so. Mr. Valiappa, do you think employees prefer working from home? What is the kind of response that you get from people? Do they prefer it, or do they like to come to work and cut off from the personal problems and focus solely on work?
It's been interesting because I have chats with a team of 15 employees. We call them micro companies every week. I have chats with them, and then I asked them, this is a favorite question of mine, where I asked them, and it's been quite diverse actually. So a lot of people tend to say that it's good to, we enjoy the freedom to work from home, but more women tend to say that they want to work from office, because they say at home there's no defining borders because they're at work,
right.
But people come in, knock the door, and things like that. From that angle, I feel that women tend to like to come back to office more than men. But on the whole, I think some of them, especially if I mean, our offices are in Bangalore and Chennai and Salem, for example. So, and a lot of them come from outside to stay here to work. So now they actually have the advantage of working in their own two-tier towns or rural areas, and they're enjoying that as well. So
right, Mr. Valiappa. In fact, Gitanjali, you know, we've been getting your video on and off, and there is a bandwidth problem. That kind of shows the kind of challenges work from home is. But Mr. Ganesh is back with us. A last comment from you, Mr. Ganesh. Do you think HR policies will now need to be changed?
I think definitely HR policies will need to change, because now you can get a lot more employees with the flexibility of working from anywhere globally to be able to come and work. Therefore, providing them help and support at home, including earlier you used to have a medical room in the office to take care of employees' well-being.
Right.
Now, since they are going to work from home, you need to provide medical support for them at home. That's one example. And two, providing some of the basic infrastructure, ensuring that ergonomically they are well taken care of. They have a good workspace available. All of that HR policies are going to change.
Absolutely. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Ganesh. We are running short on time, but thank you very much, all of you, for joining in this conversation. We're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the mental health impact of working from home. Welcome back to our new show FII. These are the issues that impact you. And today we are talking about working from home. How does it impact us? Not just our productivity and creativity, but also our mental health. And to discuss that, we have Dr. Anjali Chabaria with us. She's a leading psychiatrist and psychotherapist, and she's also written a book, Death is Not the Answer. Now, Dr. Chabaria, you know, work from home has impacted companies, of course, we understand that, and we've been discussing that. But how does it impact people, you know, when you're working in an environment which is not conducive for that kind of a thing, you know, that we've been sort of trained for, work and not focus at home?
Right. So I'll tell you, you know, surprisingly, there are positive outcomes also, which I'm going to discuss first, and then the negative. Okay. So the positive impact is that a lot of people are able to manage, you know, once you can balance your work life and your house life, you know, I mean, especially working women, they've got children who are studying from home. So, you know, managing their schedules, managing your work, if you can balance it well, a lot of people are happy about it because they feel they don't have to travel unnecessarily, and yes, they can look after things. But of course, the flip side is that sometimes the work never ends, you know, and they just do not know when work has started and when housework has ended. So it has become a 24-hour cycle. The second challenge, especially in places like Mumbai, is even the physical space. You know, so a lot of people are hunting for the physical space or fighting for the physical space to work at, you know, and finding the little corners.
Doctor, do you think these are, you know, we've been talking to a lot of people, they've been telling us these problems, but do you think this leads to some sort of a stress which we are not able to understand?
Absolutely. So that is what I was getting to. So what happens is when you're doing it regularly, you know, I mean, all your life you've been trained to work in a particular way, and here last 6 months you're just trying to hustle, and now, you know, a lot of people are saying that it is getting to us and we are kind of getting fed up of it. We want to go back to our workspaces, you know, because the stress, the distress which is happening, and it's like a continuum which is going on, that can impact people. It can lead to insomnia, it can lead to anxiety issues. Okay, and when the stress becomes distress and the distress becomes depression, that is something that we need to keep our eyes open for. And of course, the relationship issues which are coming out because of that. So I think it's important to keep a watch for these signs of breakdown, for the signs of distress. You know, if you are continuously not being able to sleep and you're not being able to detach from your work, you know, or snapping at everybody, you know, regularly, I think it's time to look
Right.
inwards and see if it is bothering you.
Right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming in and telling us this. And it becomes an even bigger challenge for those who are living alone and working from home, the isolation. In fact, a lot of people enjoy coming to work. That's why. Thank you so much, Doctor. Well, that's all we have for you in FYI. We'll bring you this show every day of the week, and we discuss issues that matter to you. Thank you.